Maniac at Large stands out in the Tales from the Crypt anthology for its meticulous attention to suspense, character depth, and the interplay between horror and irony. The episode immediately captivates the viewer with a sense of looming threat, introducing the titular maniac not through exposition but through carefully constructed scenes that rely on visual storytelling and subtle cues. The first moments in the episode are deceptively calm, showing ordinary town life, children playing in the streets, and shopkeepers attending to their routines. Yet the camera lingers on details that seem out of place, such as a broken swing, a newspaper headline half shredded by wind, and the faint sound of someone following at a distance. These early choices demonstrate an understanding of tension as a slow-building force, one that engages the imagination rather than relying solely on shock or gore. The maniac himself is a complex figure whose obsession is central to the narrative. Unlike typical antagonists, he is not motivated solely by cruelty but by an internal logic that makes him frighteningly methodical. His meticulous attention to detail, from the careful selection of victims to the precise arrangement of objects in crime scenes, illustrates a mind both brilliant and dangerously unstable. The audience becomes complicit in observing his methods, experiencing the thrill and horror simultaneously as his plans unfold. One of the most effective sequences is a cat-and-mouse chase through an abandoned warehouse, where shadows and reflections create a maze-like environment. The use of camera angles, tight framing, and sudden shifts in perspective ensures that viewers remain constantly on edge, unsure of where the threat will emerge next. Sound plays an equally critical role in this sequence, with silence punctuated by unexpected noises that heighten suspense and elicit visceral reactions. Beyond suspense, the episode also examines human behavior under duress. Victims are portrayed with nuance, showing fear, courage, and flawed decision-making. There is a compelling scene where a character's hesitation and misplaced trust lead to a near-fatal encounter, illustrating the delicate balance between instinct and reasoning. These character moments add depth and prevent the story from devolving into mere spectacle, grounding the horror in emotional realism. Another noteworthy aspect is the episode's use of irony, a hallmark of the Tales from the Crypt series. Witty dialogue, subtle foreshadowing, and narrative twists ensure that justice, when it comes, is both satisfying and morally resonant. A memorable moment involves a character attempting to exploit the chaos for personal gain, only to fall victim to the very traps they sought to manipulate. This blending of horror and irony creates a narrative that is intellectually stimulating while still delivering the visceral thrills expected from the genre. The climactic confrontation is a masterclass in timing and tension. Rather than relying on gratuitous violence, the episode focuses on strategy, observation, and the maniac's psychological unraveling. His overconfidence and obsessive tendencies ultimately lead to his downfall, a resolution that feels earned and in line with the thematic exploration of human flaws and compulsions. Cinematography throughout Maniac at Large is impressive, with careful attention to lighting, composition, and movement. Nighttime scenes are particularly effective, employing chiaroscuro techniques to create depth and mystery. Interiors are framed to evoke both intimacy and vulnerability, emphasizing the tension between perceived safety and imminent danger. The editing is precise, with cuts that maintain suspense without confusing the viewer, and the pacing is deliberate, allowing tension to build and release in a satisfying rhythm. Sound design and music complement the visual storytelling, with ambient noises, subtle cues, and strategic silence enhancing the psychological impact. The episode also engages in meta-commentary on the human fascination with violence and crime. Within the narrative, townspeople, reporters, and authorities react with curiosity, fear, and speculation, reflecting the audience's own engagement with horror and suspense. This self-referential element adds another layer of complexity, prompting reflection on why viewers are drawn to narratives of danger and moral transgression. Maniac at Large succeeds on multiple levels, combining thrilling suspense, complex characterization, visual artistry, and ironic justice. It is an episode that rewards attention to detail, offering rich analysis for those interested in the mechanics of tension, narrative structure, and the psychology of fear. The episode's enduring appeal lies in its ability to provoke both emotional and intellectual responses, keeping viewers on edge while offering insight into human behavior and the dark allure of obsession. Watching it is an experience that lingers, compelling reflection on the ways in which fear, curiosity, and morality intersect in both fiction and reality. The narrative is carefully calibrated, with each scene building toward a climax that is both inevitable and surprising, a balance few horror stories achieve with such finesse. In every frame, Maniac at Large demonstrates the artistry possible within the horror genre, proving that terror, when combined with wit and insight, can elevate storytelling to a level that resonates far beyond the immediate scare.